Para sa'yo ba ang virtual office? Ano ba ang pros and cons kapag virtual office ka? Hi everyone! I'm Kristen Anila from Grey Monday, a virtual office and co-working space here in Quezon City. So, today, we're here to discuss ano nga ba ang virtual office? Para sa'yo ba ang virtual office? Or para kanino ba ang virtual office? Ano ba ang pros and cons kapag virtual office ka? Virtual office. So, a virtual office means it's a virtual office address or a virtual business address para sa mga negosyo na kailangan ng business address for the primary reason na mag-business registration ka. Ibig sabihin, mag-start ka ng negosyo or freelancer ka na kailangan mo resibo or same din, home-based business ka na kailangan mo na ng magresibo or kailangan mo na magpakita ng legitimacy na you are a legitimate business kahit na mga 2 years ka ng no resibo, puro acknowledgement receipt. And finally, virtual office para yan sa mga established na rin na business na pero ayaw talaga masyadong gumastos. Kasi nga, ang business nila, hindi naman talaga nag-o-opisina everyday. So, sa dinami-dami ng mga naging clients namin dito, I think yun yung 4 na pwede namin i-categorize kung sino-sino or para kanino ang virtual office. Okay, so number 1, you are a freelancer or a home-based business or a side hustle business, ganyan. So, most of the time, yung mga freelancers kami na, ito yung first type. Most of the time, we have freelancers na hawak ng oras nila. For example, interior designers, architects, engineers, yung kumukontractor, ganyan. Pero wala talaga silang sariling papeles. So, sila, ang gagawin nila para makuha sila or masubcon sila for freelancing and makapag-resibo talaga sila. Nag-virtual office address sila for the mere fact na pwede silang mag-issue ng BIR service invoice na ngayon, din official receipt. So, pag hinanapan sila, yung sumasubcon sa kanila will be able to get the receipt from them, i-declare yun as expenses ng business. So, win-win silang dalawa. Mababawas sila sa tax na nag-subcon sa kanila. So, most of the time kasi kapag, for example, mga 50,000 below, okay pa yan eh. Pero pag ang pinag-uusapan nyo na, for example, ikaw mag-design ng isang clinic, ganyan, or ikaw mag-design ng isang, let's say, ganito din, virtual office or an office, na office talaga, na corporate office. Siyempre, medyo masakit na dun sa nagko-contract sa'yo or nag-hire sa'yo as a freelancer na ipipay ka out of the pocket of the owner, ganyan. Tapos hindi nila ma-declare as expenses or hindi sila mabawasan sa tax. So, that's one of the reasons why may mga nag-virtual office sa amin. Kasi nga, hindi naman talaga sila everyday pumapasok and they don't need the physical space. So, renting a very small office, ganyan, na walang tao. Kasi usually, di ba before, nung wala pang virtual office, doesn't make sense situation nila. Number 2, meron na mga freelancers na yung mga VA, ganyan, yes, they call themselves freelancers and virtual assistants, pero may mga nalalanded sila ng mga clients abroad and here also in the Philippines who are requiring them to be an established business. Secretly, oo, yun talaga yun. Mga usual na natanggap din namin ng mga inquiries, ganyan. So, even if sinasabi nila na we're freelancers, we're not a business, but technically, the services you render, you're basically an independent consultant or an independent or individual consultant or contractor. You're just a professional na giving them documents for you. So, you can also register as a professional in BIR. So, you can also give your receipts. You can also give your papers or documents to those who are needing it. Ikatlo, meron pa kami napapansin na meron mga nag-full-time work na may side hustle or may side business sa gabi or sa weekend or hindi naman ganun na 9 to 5 sila. So, minsan, maaga sila nakaalis sa work or in between and they value the privacy of their home. Especially, ito, papansin namin para sa mga food vendor, mga food supplies, ganyan. So, hindi kami masyadong bago sa ganon kasi minsan na yung home base namin na parang food, ganyan. May nagpapakatering na sa amin ng cafe and bread, meron tayong mga food stylist, meron tayong mga dessert tables, ganyan, nagpaparent ng event supplies. So, Madami tayong ganun. So, they're operating inside the house, pero they need a physical office who they can declare as a virtual office address kapag nagkaroon na ng mga inspections, ganyan. Later, I'll get into that. And then finally, we have the creative ones. So, the creative professionals, ang napapansin din namin, kasi parang, if you were a freelance videographer, diba? Or a photographer, or nag-broker ka, ahente ka ng mga anything, life insurance, real estate. Hindi naman all the time pupunta dun sa showroom mo talaga yung clients mo, diba? And hindi naman all the time, lalo na sa mga VIP clients mo, hindi naman sila all the time is okay sila na acknowledgement receipts or okay sila na you meet them in the coffee shop, ganyan. So, may mga privacy issues din. Especially, for example, let's say you're a life insurance agent. Nag-virtual office sila, for example, here. Kasi nga, they can rent a meeting room. May discount sila. So, if, for example, yung VIP client nila is nandito, they can customize wherever they want. And since may virtual office address sila dito, yung mga 2303 nila, yung mga BIR nila, dito na rin nakaresibo. Hindi sa condo, hindi sa bahay, hindi sa apartment. So, kung nag-rent pa lang sila, kung mga nagsisimula pa lang yun ng mga ahente or something, or freelancer, normally, kailangan nila ng address na, ito yung pang-negosyo. So, mga example naman ng mga freelance videographers namin, kasi nga lagi yung minimit sa coffee shop or sa bahay ng client, ganyan. If the narrative or if the questions or the situation is bumaliktad, yung sabihin na, saan yung office niyo? Wala kang masagot, ay ano lang po kami, freelance, videographer, ganyan. So, hindi ka madalas na makasagot na, ano lang po, paano yan, kailangan namin ng resibo. Sige po, so ang tendency is, you register, DTI yan yung una, tapos barangay, and then City Hall, and then you register with the BIR, na okay yan, ilista mo sa bahay. And then you find out na may inspection pala, especially here. May inspection with fire, may inspection with the environmental team, with the zoning team, may naghahanap ng CCTV, yung fire ng unang-una pupunta. So, kung freelancer ka and nag-i-event and videographer ka, hindi ka all the time sa bahay. So, nag-mismatch. So, yung mga compliance mo, wala nag-aasikaso. So, di ba, in the beginning, hirap na hirap ka. And then, kapag kailangan mo na ng, for example, meeting room, ganyan, na may TV, kailangan mo i-present yung ano mo, everything. Hindi siya seamless, hindi siya organized, hindi siya ano. So, the presence of virtual offices with co-working spaces in the Philippines, sobrang helpful yan sa mga creative professionals. Just think na para kang nag-present sa Starbucks, pero merong sariling meeting room. So, kung nag-present, may malaking TV. Sir, ito po yung mga past SDs namin sa mga weddings, ganyan. So, appreciated siya with that particular market. Meron naman yung iba, like yan, events team. Alam naman sa Starbucks kayo palagi or sa bahay kayo palagi, diba? So, kung medyo start-up ka pa lang, ano talaga siya? Because, malaking tulong talaga siya sa'yo. So, overall, the team, I think, is if you are starting, or if you're expanding para sa yung virtual office. So, let's go through the pros and cons of a virtual office address. So, muna tayo sa pros. So, number one, of course, less gastos. Kasi nga, nakaset up na yung office. Hindi ka nabibili ng appliances, hindi ka nabibili ng furniture, ng ilaw, ng CCTV, ng what do you call this, ng mga tables, sockets, everything electrical, everything that results to getting a physical office. That's number one. Fire extinguishers, ganyan. So, number two, bibilin mo, for example, may full-time work ka pang side hustle mo nga. Or, titipirin mo, punta ka sa isang maliit na office, which is what? At least 10,000. Or sabihin mo na, sige na, nasa medyo singit-singit ka ng wherever, in Manila, kasi 8,000 at the most. Mahal pa rin niya. Most virtual offices in Manila operate in less than 5,000. Here in Quezon City, we are actually half the price from Taguig. Here in Grey Monday, I think we're operating, the lowest na is, I think, less than 3,000. So, we're very happy to say na that has worked for everyone in terms of less gastos. Number two, mabilis ka mag-start. Kasi nga, kung maghihintay ka pa, magtingin-tingin ka pa, yung hassle and yung time na naghahanap ka ng opisina para ng side gig mo na opisina hindi mo naman papasukan kasi may pasok ka nga Monday to Friday. So, for the sake lang ng papeles. Ang hassle nun, dumaan ako doon, and hindi talaga siya masaya. So, sa situation mo, mas mabilis mag-start kapag mag-virtual office ka. Ikatlo, you don't have to be physically here kasi nga virtual. So, if magkaroon ng inspection, magkaroon ng ganito or whatever from BIR, from whoever, SS, or kahit sino pa yan, City Hall or sa barangay na mag-inspection, you do not have to physically be here for that. So, there's someone there who will accommodate all of those for you. So, yun talaga yung kung saan nagbabayin yung mga tao na kapag nag-virtual office ka, lahat ng inspections dun na. And then, you'll also be guided kung paano mag-register or if you want to do it yourself, we usually give the people, give our members the guide if they want to do the registrations themselves online. Most of the cities naman kasi online na or gagawin nila in person, ganyan. So we let them para may participation sila. Those types of owners, okay lang yun. Or mga clients, mga founders, business owners, okay lang yun. Meron naman kami dito na yung set up everything for me. Kasi nga sobrang nag-expand na yung business mo. Wala ka ng oras para dito. Para sa'yo to. That's one of the pros. Yun nga, number 3, sakto siya sa situation mo. So, for number 3, I think dito yung pinaka, talaga na, yung reason na magiging sakto siya sa situation mo. For example, if you are a type of business na hindi ka naman talaga nag-ooperate sa office, for example, yan, construction, or yung mga similar sa construction, hindi ka talaga araw-araw nasa office kasi nasa site kayo. Or, yan, events. Hindi ka rin araw-araw nasa office kasi nasa event kayo. Or supplier ka ng hardware or whoever, lagi ka na sa vendor, lagi ka na sa delivery, lagi ka na sa ganito. So, if sakto siya sa situation mo, you don't really need an office space or you're selling everything online, you're an e-commerce seller, as one. Sakto na situation mo. And number 4, privacy. If you address in a condo, or if you address a commercial, in a condo, yung privacy mo, not only na ipaping ka ng PMO mo, pero, for example, subdivision, pasok pa sila doon, pasok sa condo, sa bahay nyo, sa village nyo, sa barangay nyo, yung inspect sila doon. Especially kung you are running the business at home, kung may mga anak ka, kung may asawa ka, hindi sa lahat ng pagkakataon is okay yung business owner doon na yun nag-inspect, ang dami nakakita ng inside ng bahay. If you're a very private person na hindi mo masyadong pinapaano yung bahay mo, ganyan. At hindi lang yung mga may pera na ganun ha. May mga times na even our clients na hindi naman super liquid with cash, ayaw lang talaga nila kasi nga private, kasi nga may anak sila, may baby, yung asawa, bagong panganak, so hindi lumalabas. So, for any privacy reasons, a virtual office is sakto dun sa situation mo. And if that's your concern, mas okay yun na i-virtual office mo somewhere else. Yung iba actually meron kami dito. We're in Don Antonio area. Ito malapit pa kami sa BF. They really don't like it when strangers, alam mo yung on the spot. And most of the inspections then are on the spot. So parang, for example, may lakad ka at 11, bigla may darating na inspector dun sa gate, natawagan ka ng guard na, "Ma'am, from Bureau of Fire po ito, mag-spot inspection po kayo, blah blah." And then, i-require ka pa ng CCTV. So, iba pang team yun na nag-require na kailangan may CCTV ka na dun sa premises. So, if you're operating at home and you don't have a CCTV, yung compliance na yun, babagsak ka, hindi ka bibigyan ng permit. So, all of those, diba? May tumingin na from Bureau of Fire, from environmental, from zoning, from CCTV, and ang dami-dami na nagupunta. So, kung medyo, siguro kung isang team lang okay lang pero for the others talaga, yun talaga yung main problem. So, yung iba taga dito, naka-virtual office dito, para if anything na physically needed sila, it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes muna sila dito. Diba? You can meet me in my office. And if may clients ka, you would have a presentable, yun pala yung number 5 na tayo. So, you would have a presentable office without you getting involved. Pros din to and cons to later i-discuss ko. So, without you getting involved in the construction of everything, in the cleaning, in the maintenance, in the pest control, in the aircon cleaning, everything, hindi ka involved dun. Pero, when you need it, you can meet me in my office. So, you can come here or pwedeng mauna dito yung client mo. You can meet them here in the co-working space or in the meeting room. So being a member of a virtual office package here, or anywhere actually, would do you good. Kasi nga, if it's a matter of privacy and ease of doing business, sakto siya sa situation mo, then this is for you. Another is, the money that you save, na hindi ka bumili ng everything na sinabi ko, for extinguisher, CCTV, everything na had, you can put in another, in another department like marketing, you can put in another department like purchasing, or you can reinvest in something else in your business like stocks and inventory and ganito, and ano pa ba? Mailers, newsletters, ganyan, or ads or whatever, or like magazine placements. So, ang dami mong pwedeng ma-save versus getting a physical office and doing all of those. If you're not there yet as a business, this will benefit you. That's one of the pros. Kung ikaw naman is like remote agency, usually naka-work from home or hybrid kayo, wala masyadong need for a physical space. For example, nag-put up ka ng digital marketing agency. Sanay naman hybrid yung mga tao mo and lumaki na kayo and ganyan. Pero magtuturuan kayo kung kanino yung address, kung kunya tatlo kayong founder, kung kanino yung address yung business. And sino ang mag-aasikaso pag may inspection, sino mag-aasikaso pag may ganito, sino ang magbobok ng everything admin, pest control, ayan, aircon cleaning. And most of all, you don't pay utilities, yun pala. So, I forgot what number na tayo. 6. Ayan, so there's no utility bills. You don't pay for electricity, you don't pay for Wi-Fi, you don't pay for the subscription of, Wi-Fi, water, electricity, backup Wi-Fi, yun pala. You don't pay for subscription for, like, aircon cleaning, ganyan. Kami kasi nakasubscribe kami, like, 3 to 4 times a year. Pest control, deep cleaning, everything. So, you don't worry about buying coffee, or juice, or tissue, toilet paper, hand towels, water, ano pa ba? Grinder, coffee maker, everything. You don't need to get involved with all of those. And you don't need to pay for all of those. So, no utility bills and no, office supply. Hindi mo kailangan ng printer, hindi mo kailangan ng backup printer, hindi mo kailangan ng PC, meron na dito yun. And normally, karamihan ng virtual office, meron na din nun. What else? So, mailing and phone. So, may mga time talaga, for example, you're in Quezon City, mag-email sa'yo na tapos na yung business registration mo with the City Hall, and then i-deliver ka na nila ng yung physical na copy ng business permit mo. Paano kung nag-email kagabi? May lakad ka pala na next day or the next day mag-deliver sila. So, dito mail handling. We have one client na she's a lawyer. Naging judge na pala, congratulations, attorney. Hindi ko namin pwede sabihin. So, parang twice a day, 3 times a day, may nagdadala dito ng mga papeles sa mga kaso niya. And imagine if you were a lawyer, kakatokin ka ng kakatokin dun sa office mo para mag-deliver sila ng mail mo, di ba ang hassle? So, alam mo yun, high-powered individual ka, tapos, ma'am, may mail, ma'am, may ganito. So, yung parang nag-receive ka ng parcel ng JNT or whatever, may katok ng katok, nag-depose ka ng client. Diba? Nagbabasa ka ng kaso. So, what happened was, she was one of the premium clients that we had. Ang dami talaga niyang mail. So, nakikita namin, ang dami niyang kaso na hinahawakan. So, pag hapon, or like every 2 days, pero normally, halos every afternoon yan, yung driver niya, malapit lang, I think siya dito nakatira. Kinukuha dito lahat ng mail for her to review, I think, at night or in the afternoon, or during the day, I don't know. Pero, ang dami talaga niyang mail. So, kung ikaw din, yung business mo, medyo you have a lot of physical correspondence. Yeah. Ang dami kang mga sulat, ganyan. If it involves a lot of those, like a lawyer, ganyan, or mga kontrata, or whatever, kahit ano pa yan. Mail handling. May asa ka. Gabi na kasi. So, may mail handling kadalasan na nakapackage. Sa karamihan ng virtual office na kakilala ko din, including us. Having the peace of mind na hindi ikaw ang bombard, I think, is one of the, nakalimutan ko na ng number. Number 8, number 9, basta yun. Yung having the peace of mind na may mag-aasikaso ng mail handling, ganyan. And for some pala, there's also call handling para hindi always yung phone numbers mo always on. Yung mga makulit talaga pag nilagay mo sa Facebook mo or sa website mo na ito yung landline nyo. Kung in-address mo yan sa bahay, kayo yung landline lalagay mo. Paano kung may client ka na 2 AM makulit, tumawag at least. For the others, na meron call handling, you can also have that covered by the virtual office na kukunin mo. So, may mga very advanced pa na call forwarding. Ayan. And, for example, sa mails pala, we also have this thing called mail scanning. So, tinatamad ka talaga magpunta dito, pinadala ka ng sulat ng Pag-ibig or SSS or whoever. Kaysa ipag-grab mo or dumaan ka pa dito, just give your virtual office authorization that we are allowed to open your mail and we will scan it and we'll forward it for you. Yeah, para kang may receptionist na. Ayan, mag-receive ng mail, and then mag-handle na everything for you. And kapag may mga nag-spot na inspections, like we received a lot of like visits from the BIR, from Pag-ibig, from EMLC, yung sa AMLA na. We have a lot of those. So, may tao nakakausap, the reception, mag-guide, everything. Yun, I think, yung isa pa sa pinaka-important. Naman tayo realistically dun sa cons, okay? Well, number 1, con siya if you just swak dun sa situation mo. If you're an expanding company or mid-scale na, and you need a little bit of control, for example, na may darating ako clients dyan, gusto ko nakapaskill or naka-display lahat ng business permit ko, blah blah, SEC, everything dyan. Normally, virtual office providers don't allow that. So you don't have control over how your papers are presented. Kapag may nagpunta inspection, you bring them out, pero it's not displayed. Not like your usual office. Number 2, of course, kung ang branding mo is a different branding or the look and feel of the office, you don't have control over the interior design, you don't have control over the hours, for example, hindi 24/7 yung kinuha mo na virtual office. So, if you need something virtual, a virtual office or a physical space, 24/7, for example, may meeting ka 2 AM, at yung virtual office provider na kinuha mo, like kami, hanggang 5 PM lang kami. Sometimes it's graveyard, pero you have more business kasi during the day. So, wala ang control over hours. So, before it was 9 to 6, then palit kami na 8 to 5. So, yung control for the office hours, wala ka talagang control doon. You have to follow whatever the provider is following. And then, holidays, may mga times na expanding business ka, online business ka, on ka din during holiday kasi nga wala namang holiday sa e-commerce, ganyan. For example, sa industry mo, sarado kami. So, wala kaming matulong sa'yo kasi nga, we don't follow your calendar, you follow the calendar of the virtual office. What else? For any changes, for example, operational changes would be for example, you have a renewal ka na for the contract, and then changes in pricing, for example, last year was 2,000, this year we're doing price changes because of inflation, we're adding 100 pesos every month to your plan, blah blah. So wala kang control over that. Especially kapag yung mga locations na pinili mo, mataas yung rental, they're more likely prone to do price changes. So pag pipili ka rin ng virtual office, tignan mo rin yung mukhang ang mahal ng renta dito, kailangan bawiin. So baka next year magtaas sila ng prices. So you don't have control over things or changes like that. Or for example, also we are renting out like 2 meeting rooms now to a physical office space for those who are renting out an office space then in the virtual office area. Ang pagdating mo doon, sinabi ka na neighbors, ganyan. Eh kung sanay ka na, doon lang sa meeting room lang. Kami, we don't have the physical spaces that we rent out, but we do have a meeting room and a co-working space. So for example, pinapalitan ko yung design nito. Whoever our client is, you don't have control over that. Parang ngayon, this year, naka-rustic kami. Next year, I wanna do a different team. We wanna do all corporate, all, alam mo yun, cubicle. So, whatever we do changes internally with the business, you don't have control over it. Isa pa, it's a shared office. So, for example, when you are in a shared office, meaning in a shared virtual office, pag may nagtanong kung saan yung business ABC, hindi agad-agad masasabi ng mga tao sa labas or yung mga tao na like the usual, saan dito yung company ABC, below others. Second floor yun, ganito, ganyan. So, since madami naka-address in a virtual office, ang hahanapin talaga nila, the familiarity is with, for example, sa letter R, sa letter K, ganyan. Yung mga competitors namin. At dun yun, sabihin nila. So, for example, in a building, hindi ikaw yung nakalagay doon. It's a shared office lang. So, the owner's feeling is like less than someone who actually rents out or leases out a physical office. So, hindi ka agad ganun kakilala. Pero if that's not important naman to you, and you also want to maintain privacy for your company, kung hindi ka naman out na, for example, something law office, ganyan. So, if you're not that type of company, pro yun. But if you're that type of company, con yun. Availability. So, for example, you didn't get a premium package. So, most of the time, hindi ka on priority booking. For example, I need the space and ganyan. Minsan agawan, especially pag bare months. I need the space, mag-team building kami or mag-strat planning kami ng team ko. Sa lahat ng dates mo, hindi kami available. Hindi available on virtual office kasi naunahan ka na. Or, naka-basic ka and then yung iba naka-premium. So, syempre, priority booking sila. The availability you don't have control over. So, that's a con. It's also a con if you're expanding and madami kang needs physically. And if the space you chose medyo limits that kasi may mga nag-open lang ng address lang talaga. Kaya sila sobrang mura. So, pag kailangan mo na ng may ka-meeting ako, sabihin ko punta sa office ko, hindi mo na magagawa yun. So, depende. So, if for example, pipili kayo, depende na sa magiging situation ng business nyo. If for example, once a month, you need a meeting room, then choose one na may meeting room. Kung once a week, gusto nyo na nagkita-kita kayo sa mata, kahit na hybrid kayo, may return to office kayo ng one day, you can do that. You can go to the co-working space and find one that offers. So, I think, ma-cover naman na natin. It's time for promotion! So, I'm doing this, kasi nga, so wala masyado na nag-explain ko ano may virtual office na yun. And it's mostly interchange with the word co-working. So, co-working space is different. Ibig sabihin, co-working, a table and a chair is like a coffee shop with a limited coffee and tea or whatever. Think Starbucks, ganyan. Pero yung spaces of fun, naka-dedicate sa'yo yun. Kasi nirent mo yung table and chair na yun maghapon. When you say co-working space, nakiki-co-work ka. Sabihin, from that table, pwedeng iba yung putong sa kabilang side ng table, pwedeng iba yung nagkasalita doon, pwede siyang maingay, pwede siyang tahimik. Ibig sabihin naka-co-work ka. So, yung iba kasi, pagtawag virtual office sabi. So, yung virtual office, iniisip nila na may opisina ako dyan, physically, pero wala ako dyan. Lagi na interchange yun, na parang, nag-rent ako. So, may mga packages na meron kayong co-working credits. Kung gusto mo, for example, na mag-CEO for the day. So, pwede yun. Upo ka dito, saluhin mo yung table, co-work ka, diba? May mga times na there are days when you're a CEO or a business owner where you just need to think and brainstorm either with someone or yourself. So, you can do that. Co-working yun. So, yung ibang table, so yung ibang nag-rent, think coffee shop nga na ang binabayaran mo is table and chair, hindi yung coffee. When you say virtual office, think of an address. You're renting out the address. Sabi ko mag-promote. Okay, so we're Grey Monday, virtual office and co-working space. I forgot to promote us. Ayan. Makita nyo naman dito sa baba. Mag-subscribe kayo namin information. So, to my competitors, kaya natin to. Kahit i-ano na to, okay lang. Kahit i-remake ito into a better one, it's okay. We can service everyone kasi nasa QC lang kami. We're Grey Monday, virtual office and co-working space. We have a meeting room. Yeah, so that's our meeting room. That's our recep or coffee station here. Dito ako sa may bandang dulo. Ito, sumingit ako dito. Ayan. So, usually, dito yung nag-work yung mga tao and that's the meeting room. May alfresco kaso madilim na. So, hindi mapakita sa inyo. And there's a dedicated smoking area sa labas. Ayan. So, kami, if you saw pala, diba? We are rustic. Ayan. Bakit mga kayong coffee shop niyo po ay mukhang office? Interesting question. Tingnan mo ba sarili ko? So, when I was thinking kasi, when I was thinking of this, if I were a founder of a business or a side hustle, and I am on my way out dun sa opisina na pinagtatrabahuhan ko. Siyempre, super excited ka, pero alam mo yun, kahit naman hindi mo pa afford kung magkaroon ng physical office, excited ka pa rin na magtayo ng negosyo and ganyan to be free, di ba? And then, from a space na of office employee ka, work, na cubicle ka, I'm not sure if there's something to call that phenomenon. Or parang ano ba? Something claustrophobia, ewan ko. Pero, after mo manggaling sa mga cubicle, ibabalik ka sa cubicle ulit. So, the reason why we're rustic and I had my interior designer from my previous work na design this way is because I want this to look like a place that you'd think of na parang magko-coffee ka. Kasi the feeling is, alam mo yun, you are free from the 9 to 5 and you are celebrating. You would expect na your lifestyle would be, okay, I go to the office once in a while. A place where it's like a coffee shop. I talk to my friends. I talk to like a few clients. Ganyan. It's very, the ambience is very light. As compared to pagpasok nyo dito, lagyan ko na cubicles to. Ano ma-feel mo? Very stiff. Very corporate. We function, yes, everything corporate. We function like a very corporate office, but we just don't look like one. Hindi naman bawal eh. Bawal ba? Kailangan ba? Super interior design office? Hindi naman eh. Pwede naman, you look like a cafe. You look like somewhere you want to work. Diba? Na parang, pag kinausap ka, punta tayo dun sa, gusto ko doon kasi medyo rustic doon. So, I went for the rustic industrial look. Kasi nga, gusto ko yung mga cafe na gano'n. Yung parang i-grapevine, ganyan. So, looks like, so rustic pa din siya. Ayan. Keeping the gray one logo. And then, I'm still keeping the wooden. Ayan. And then here, there is a whiteboard. Siyempre, tinabihan ko pa rin ito. Para hindi naman masyado nakakatakot na office pa rin. Or sa personality ko lang yun, I don't know. So, this one, baka magusulat na mga ideas mo. Eh, hindi naman yung super liit, no? Ano yan? Malaki din yan. So, ayan, tapos may mga guidelines tayo. Ayan. Welcome. Tapos may emergency hotlines. Ayan. Medyo praning na tita kasi ang owner nito. Ayan. Tapos ito, I have our aircon. So, kontrolado may aircon. Ayan, bahala ka na. Gusto mong super lamig. Ayan, bahala ka sa buhay mo. And, your own coffee station. This is where you customize. Like ito. You can fully customize. Gusto mo magdala ng beans, gusto mo na Starbucks, gusto mo na CBT, or gusto mo ng Dunkin' Donuts. Bahala ha, basta may coffee maker dyan. And, actually, nag-debating kami ng tsaa. Ito, galing SNR. Ayan. Kasi minsan, pag maghapon ko nang nag-uusap, medyo masakit na sa lalamunan, diba? Ito, SNR team ba ito? So, di ba wala pa nagbukas? Kaya sila. English breakfast, sa labas may green tea. And then you have your very, very cute na ano ba yung box sa Masterflex? O, diba? Very, aesthetic yun. And then, gusto mo mas maliit. And then, let's talk about the TV. Yan. This is, I think, important kasi dyan mo ipapakita lahat either ng pinag-meetingan nyo or mag-showcase ka ng something, yung mga life insurance plans mo, yung mga itsura ng sa real estate images mo, mga pa-SDE mo, yung mga projects nyo dyan. And that connects with Apple devices and other devices. Kung LG yun, so if you have the Think app, dali lang din. Sara natin baka magalit. Magalit yung staff ko. Yan. So, dito, eto, sumingit lang ako dyan. Kasi di talaga ako office on. Pero tinanggap ko na rin na I think I need a table. So, the very tiny corner here, yan, makita niyo most of my vlogs dito, gagawin. Diba? Pag may nag-research, owner ng Grey Monday, gulo-gulo na babaeng yun. Ayun. So, ayan. So, I hope you liked our first video. So, we promise we'll do more videos like this. If you have questions, if you have ideas on what you want to talk about next when it comes to virtual office, co-working, and everything like that, being a startup, yun naman kailangan, yun ang ipag-usapan natin, or how we support whatever type of business, kung para sa'yo ba to, comment below. And we'll do our best. I'll do my best pala. Nagawa ng video para doon. Okay, so, ako may hawak ng ballpen. Bye! So, please subscribe. Here. Evan, ikaw na bahala. Evan, nasa edit. Bye!